as you see me bitch slapping you right here on national airwaves.
The only thing you can bitch slaps.
What part of that seems like cozying up? What's the part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th. I think you hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing, bitch?
Andrew Wilson went on Piers Morgan Uncensored and completely demolished, nuked Cenk or Chunky Yogurt straight into the ground, out of the atmosphere, wherever. Okay, this is a crazy one. By the way, I really love Andrew Wilson and his wife, Rachel Wilson. I'll link both of their YouTube channels down in the description, so make sure you guys go check both of them out. They are great. Anyways, let's get into it. This is a good one, guys. Andrew Wilson demolishes Cenk Uygur live on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Let's get into it.
That you may end what seems to be a very American thing, the very ethos of the country, this birthright citizenship. What do you feel?
It's a very un-American thing. The 14th, or I'm sorry, this was never, by the way, never set up so that people could come in, have a baby, and then anchor themselves to the child. And that's what's been going on. It's been going on for years. We know it's been going on for years. This was designed for things like for immigrants who came in legally. They have children here. Of course, those are United States citizens. Nobody's disputing that. What we're disputing is that you can just come in illegally, have a child on American soil, and then try to anchor yourself to that child. That is not in the spirit of what we're even talking about. Of course, Trump wants to end it. It's bad policy across the board. It's always been bad policy across the board. And I hope the Supreme Court, it gets challenged by the Supreme Court so we could get it in front of them so that they can interpret it correctly, because that's not the way this is supposed to be applied.
Cenk?
Yeah, so first let me address what he said, and I'll come back to this. So look, guys, what happened on May 30th was nothing but a protest. But if they attack Secret Service guys, then they should be arrested. That's a violent crime. I'm principled on both of those things. And in Portland, when they took over a portion of the city, I was against it. Like, well, that's not a thing. You don't get to take over a portion of a city. I was against it when gangs took over apartment complexes and buildings in Colorado. So if Trump stays with things that the American people are in favor of, getting rid of the violent felons that are undocumented here, that's going to be very popular, whether the left likes it or doesn't like it, right? But when he goes too far and he goes to things like birthright citizenship, then people are going to push back. And that.
Oh my gosh, Chunky Yogurt, my guy. Okay, obviously Trump coming after birthright citizenship, the anchor baby phenomenon, that is not going too far. That is not over the top. That is very common sense policy, because if we don't have that policy in place, obviously there's an incentive to have pregnant women illegally cross the border, and then boom, they're both citizens. And a lot of those women wanted to, you know, be with child at that time. There's a lot of violence and trafficking going on. I don't know how much I can talk about it on YouTube. So for the sake of my channel not getting completely wiped off, please, I'm just going to shut my mouth and continue. YouTube, just know that I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about if you can't talk about these topics on here.
Is Trump going to double down and go, no, I'm going to, you know, go to demagogue on this and get you people to hate, you know, foreigners coming in?
Listen, Cenk, okay? Maybe you could say that some people on our side of politics, you know, try to get their people to hate on immigrants and people from other countries, which is not even true. But let's say that is. At least it's not what your party does. Your party, the Democrat Party, literally mobilizes its base to hate everything that is the typical American citizen. They hate the white male, they hate the Christians, they hate us. If anything, people in this country that want to have a voice in this country and represent this country and dare to have opinions about this country, they probably should want to put the citizens, the people of this country here first, and probably don't want other countries and criminals to take advantage of our super lax laws that just allow, quite frankly, the Democrats a whole new voter base to flood in. Anyways, it just really helps the criminal party out, I guess, huh?
The Constitution says, and we're going to change the way America is, and you're no longer an American if you're born here. We're going to judge you based on, you know, where you're from, etc. That'll be very unpopular. Does he dig in, or does he, as he does sometimes, go, nah, you know what, I gave it a shot, didn't work, and retract? I hope that that's the direction he goes, because this whole, look, brother, if you have a problem with a part of the Constitution, you need to go through the right process. You need to go and do an amendment. Like, I want to do an amendment to get money out of politics. But when Biden was in office, I didn't think he should just come in and go, forget what the Supreme Court said. Forget what the Constitution said. Let's go nuts and do whatever the hell we want. That's not how.
Democrats do that all the time. They literally hate the Constitution. They use the Constitution to abuse the Constitution.
Well, gee, I never thought about that. I didn't know that we were supposed to go through a process of law for these things, which is exactly what Trump is doing via his executive order, which then hopefully will get it in front of the Supreme Court, which looks like that's what the plan is.
That's part of the legal process.
By the way, just so you know, the interpretation of this, that's what we're really talking about, is the interpretation. Ultimately here, it is not, and you need to agree with me on this, it is not in the spirit that you can come in and have a child here and anchor yourself to the child specifically so that you have some pathway or motivation to citizenship. You say it's not a part of the legal process. Yes, these challenges, getting in front of the Supreme Court, getting in front of various courts is part of the process. It's been done this way time and time and time again. Also, I reject categorically what you said, just lied to the audience. You called Trump bunker boy, right? He was going down this way time and time and time again. Also, I reject categorically what you said, just lied to the audience. You called Trump bunker boy, right? He was going down to the bunker during the protest to inspect it. Ha, 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 right? You didn't care at all.
Yeah.
You weren't denouncing political violence. You weren't denouncing these people getting beat up. You didn't care when the violence is on your side like a typical Democrat. You don't care at all, Cenk. You don't care. And you've never cared. The only reason you care now is because you want to kiss.
And I condemn it every time people do violence.
Snake.
Literally
okay,
every
I'll say
time.
snake. But the thing is, Snake, is that you're just trying to kiss the right wing's ass now to get back in with them because the left has categorically rejected you, and that's what's actually happening.
Cenk, is that what's happening?
All right, you amuse me. Yeah.
Quickly, guys, before Cenk answers, and of course he's going to give his own answer, but in the comments, let me know if you think that Cenk, Anna Kasparian, like their shift to the right, if you think it's all a grift, or do you think they genuinely are feeling bad about the Democratic Party and are seeing the positives of the Republican Party? Let me know. Is it all a grift or is it genuine? Let me know.
Yeah, this guy amuses me. So, like, you think calling me snake is going to somehow win you the debate? Good luck with that childish.
I already won the debate.
Way of going.
Yeah.
You did?
Yes, of course, Andrew already won the debate, but Chunk, as if he said that, as if he said calling you a snake makes him win the debate. Okay, he doesn't need that, and he also never said that. Like, what is that? You're like a woman putting words in someone's mouth that were never there.
Good, because you said it. Okay, that, by the way, another great debating tactic. Just saying you won. And second of all, we have 27 million. How many times do I have to say this? 27 million subscribers, 30 billion lifetime views. You're a pimple on my ass. I literally don't even know who you are. So you come in here talking about audience, and you're a snake. Okay, you're a turtle. You're a scorpion. Audience. Whatever. Do I win now?
I, by the way, totally think Cenk is lying. He, of course, knew who Andrew Wilson was. Come on. He's been blowing up on YouTube for like the past year, like crazy, and on whatever. I mean, come on. Oh, yeah, you didn't know? You're just so above him. He's beneath you. You didn't even know him. Give me a freaking break, okay?
I don't say anything about audience. What are you talking about? Are you lunatic?
You did. You just said, oh, yeah, the left wing's audience has got a problem with him. I know the left wing better than he does. Oh, yeah,
you're trying to cozy up with right-wingers. What were you doing at TPUSA, Cenk? Trying to cozy in with right-wingers like Charlie Kirk, kissing their ass. You're literally kissing up to them because you want in good, because the left is rejecting center-left policies now. That's what's happening.
Hey, brother,
they either want to go far left or far right.
Okay,
listen, brother. As you see me bitch slapping.
Sorry, another point. I just hate how he's like, hey brother, hey brother. It reminds me of how women do. Like they'll like fight with each other. They'll be like, hey sweetie, don't effing do this ever again, you bitch. Bye, with a heart. It's like fake. No, don't call me sweetie. Don't call me honey. And in this case, well, why are you calling Andrew Wilson, who you said just a second ago is so beneath you that you didn't even know who he was? He's just a pimple on your chunk. Booty, ew, okay, gross image, get that out of my head. Anyways, but now he's your brother. I just hate this like passive aggressive, like just shy, stupid, flagrantly stupid, okay, mean girl act, okay? Chunk, you just can't pull off mean girl, okay? You just can't.
You right here on national airwaves.
The only thing you can bitch slaps.
What part of that seems like cozying up? What's the part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th. I think you hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing? Bitch?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you can with a weak right like Charlie Kirk when you have weaponized political violence yourself.
Oh, Charlie Kirk is weak right and you're strong right.
At the same time, at the same time, you say, wait a second. Oh, I can't believe the J6ers coup d'etat. You didn't give a damn. You've never given a damn. We have your words on record. You flip-flopped. You're the biggest flip-flopper on the left. You're known for it. People make fun of you for it because you move positions. You and Anna Kasparian both move positions like a tube of toothpaste.
Oh, Trump! I love Trump! Oh, I love Trump so much.
And all you care about is Trump derangement syndrome. All you have is Trump derangement syndrome.
Truth is, Chunky, okay, you went from Trump derangement syndrome, having a severe case, to then saying you are open to working with him and he's actually not so bad. And, oh, actually, Republicans were right on a lot of these things. Is it a grift or is it genuine? I don't know.
Gotta say one thing. How could I have? How can you say that I'm cozying up to the right and say I have Trump derangement syndrome?
All right.
Make up your mind. You're a very poor.
You make up your mind, Cenk. You make up your mind.
We watched the entirety of his entire first term. You were Russia. He's a colluder. He's evil. He's this and that. And he flip-flopped on that position the second it was politically expedient.
Okay.
Damn, Andrew Wilson makes a very compelling case. I will say that. Anyways, if you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange heart. I'd really greatly appreciate it. It helps boost the video in the algorithm. And make sure you go subscribe to Andrew Wilson's channel, my channel, and Rachel Wilson's channel. Of course. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.